Hey, what's up? And thanks for joining me again, Butterfly to Light. Yes. So, what am I talking about again? Oh, yeah. Why Geminis are hard to understand. Like, frankly, I don't believe Geminis are hard to understand. I just believe everybody else. Okay, Geminis can be hard to understand. But this is the thing, okay? Because without making this long, drawn out, and ridiculous, I just feel like this. If you can, okay, let me take you through a walk through the mind of the average Gemini person, okay? Because, see, we need to get down to the nitty gritty, the facts, okay? The facts that is not really said in general astrology, like the write-ups that people come up with, online. People that I frankly believe are not really Geminis in the first place, that may have just understand air energy or the basic characteristics of Gemini sun sign and rising. But just trying to keep it general here. Okay, so first of all, let's go with the need to know. The need to know, like I said before, Geminis, you're very welcome to comment. As always, it's greatly appreciated and welcome, so that everybody don't believe I'm just making this up out of thin air. So, the need to know. You need to know, first of all, that Geminis are not sociable the way that people like to paint the picture that we're sociable like. Untrue. That Geminis are not overly friendly or friendly to everybody. That just because a Gemini treats you cordial, you are not best friends. That Geminis don't really like being out in public places around a bunch of different people every day, all the time, like we're some freaking moving party for our whole lives. It's not true. It's like, oh, yeah, Geminis are the life of the party. Go get them so you can have a great time. Like, we want to be, that's the point. That's the problem right there. You want us at the party, but we might not want to be at the party because you want a thrill, a blast, a fun time. The whole time, most of the time, we're sitting there completely not there. Just understand that, okay? Yes. There are times when we're in conversation with you, we could be in full conversation with you, and if you're not talking about anything, or you could be talking about something, we could be completely zoned out, not in the moment. And then we'll ask questions like if we hear something that catches our attention, we're like, hold up, what'd you say? It's not because we're not listening necessarily. It's just because our mind is actively going. This is where the party takes place, people. Right here. That's where the gathering takes place. And like, now I'm understanding that it's more of a spiritual thing than anything else. More of a spiritual thing. But that's not really displayed or communicated when people are talking about us. Now, could we go out? Yes, especially like when we're in those partying stages. But a lot of times we're invited out. Okay. We can do a lot of things on our own. So where some people may need a constant buddy, we don't. Like, we have a natural buddy system that's equipped within every last one of us that we just use. We just hit up like, oh, yo, you feel like doing something today? Yeah, I am. You? Yeah, let's go get some ice cream. But the whole time we're talking to ourselves. We're the twins, So, we like to spend a lot of time to ourselves. But we sometimes do like to have like a buddy, like our buddy, our twin within ourselves. We like to have them present. But if we have like a relationship or something with somebody close to us outside of that, we like to have them present and around, but maybe not other people. Okay? We're very finicky like that, but it's not on purpose, because let me tell you, we don't really like doing. Now, I don't know, because a Gemini rising may be different or whatever. A Gemini sun, a Gemini moon is definitely different. Like, they could sit there and they'll talk for hours, man. I don't know about Mercury and Gemini. I have Mercury and Gemini, but it's retrograde. So I don't, a lot of times I'm doing most of the listening when I'm dealing with people, and I'm doing a lot of listening. So I'm taking a lot of energy in, and then I need time to myself. But it's not even that. I have other things going on at the same time. So it's like Mercury and Gemini could do a lot of talking as well if it's not retrograde, but they want to talk about things that's beneficial. They want to talk about certain interests, certain topics, and when the person is not meeting them at that level, they can find a disinterest, like especially on an intelligent level, they could find an extreme disliking or disinterest in what the person is talking about. Okay. So with that being said, a lot of times we don't necessarily like just sitting up communicating with a bunch of different people. Not all the time. And we go through spells where we are to ourselves, and we have a bunch of stuff that we have to do. I'm telling you, in our head sometimes, in our head alone, when we can become burnt out, because it's like there's one thing going on in there, and then there's another thing going on in there, and then there's another thing going on there, and we're off. Literally, sometimes we are off, like not in this world. It's like we're in a whole nother dimension or plane, like operating, you know. And the universe is constantly pumping us with stuff, constantly downloading us with stuff, because we're there, the private messenger, mail carrier boys and girls. And it's a lot of information that comes to us. And look, if you're not careful, see, Geminis don't necessarily, we just get information a lot of times. Unless you are a Gemini that knows how to channel your energy and knows how to filter through what's coming to you repeatedly, it's hard to just be like, okay, I'm not going to mention this, I'm not going to mention that. Mercury will try to pass different messages through. And sometimes, have you ever heard the saying, like, in order to kind of create something, it has to be said or stated or thought of first? That's how Geminis are. It's almost like, okay, wait, did I just think that? Hold up. Let me say it. And then what? And you're like, oh crap. But a lot of people take offense to the Gemini independence, like the Gemini need for alone time, alone, like to be alone. They take offense to it. But I'm telling you, it's overwhelming to us. Like, to constantly be involved with people. Like, we have to, and even though you might be like, well, you're busy though. I see you doing this and I see you doing that. Yeah, but most of the time it's by ourselves. Have you noticed that? And then when there's other people around, we need to go to be alone sometimes. Like, we do not socialize with people like that. We do not socialize with people like that, unless, like I said, it depends on what placement it is. Like a lot of Gemini suns will disappear on you, but they're not really going anywhere. They just need time to themselves. They can operate, function fully by themselves. It's not a constant party going on. We're not at constant parties and things of that nature. Like I said, we a lot of times come off as friendly, nice, because we are, but we're curious at the same time. We're curious. We like to know how people work. Like, why was you doing that? Why was you thinking that? Oh, really? And people take that as like endearment. Like, okay, well, we're best friends or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. We do have people that we're close to, but we still need time away from them as well to fully function. And listen, Just like this video sounds like it's all over the place, that's where our minds are. Listen, listen, I'm telling you, a lot of times with most Geminis, I promise you, you won't even know stuff that they're working on that they've been worked on. And then they're doing multiple things at once all the freaking time. But it's not necessarily involving other people. You know what I'm saying? If it's a project or something, they could have different business partners that they work with. But they're doing stuff all the time. It's like, you'll be like, what? I didn't know you were working on that. Or I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did that. It's because we have to involve ourselves with stuff like this, because it channels our mental energy to in a way that is not simply driving us insane. It's like you come up with all these ideas. Most of the time you're going to try to perform them. Okay. And like I said, if not channeled in the right direction, it could cause like a lot of mental strife for Geminis. You know what I'm saying? It could cause like you to go within into like a depressive state, or more like you can start reacting in a negative way. It's just not good. It's just not good. You know, and sometimes people think that we're depressed because we're to ourselves. It's like, well, what's wrong with you? And it's like, well, I just don't want to be bothered right now. It's nothing against you. Like, I just need, I need time. It'll be a bunch of stuff going on in our head already, and then people will come and put a whole bunch of other stuff in our head already, and we gotta, Mercury cannot freaking rest until it's like sifted and processed all of this information. We gotta go in and like mentally file stuff in our, like we have a file cabinet in our head, and then we have to go and freaking clean the file cabinet out. Like, did I want to hear this? Nah. Boop. You know, like that, why? You know what I'm saying? I don't need that in there. That, you know, that was from 3 years ago. Oh wait, I'm gonna leave that there because I might need that for something. You know, that's exactly how it is. It's nothing against a person. It's nothing against a person. Like, people, we don't get it. We're like, how? We're weird and crazy. No. Y'all are, for the simple reason that you don't ever function on your own. Like, you don't ever have time to yourself. Like, you constantly need someone else that you have to depend on emotionally or whatever. That's kind of like, that's not a good place to be at, homie. You know, because that means that you're constantly at the whims of other people. And when they're feeling one way, it's throwing you that way. When they're doing this, it's throwing you that way. No, how about for screw all that? How about this? How about just getting in tune with yourself? And then when other people is operating and doing what they do and saying what they saying and want to be you, nah. Then you're just like, hold up, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Don't be pushing that off on me. Cheese. So yeah. Yes. It sounds crazy. It sounds all over the place. But I would not be doing this any justice if I would have came to you any other way but the way of the true Gemini. All right? So I'm going to stop right there because I've blabbed on enough, ranted. And, you know, I have many more videos coming out, and I want to make room for those. And I want you guys to check those out as well, because I will be continuing on with the theme of Geminis and anything else under the sun. And that's all. So yeah, check me out, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back. Butterfly to light. Peace.